Remember that feeling? That effortless spring in your step, the way you could just stand up from the sofa without needing to use the armrests? That sense that your body was on your side, ready to go whenever you decided? Now, the world feels different. The morning stiffness lasts longer. Simple movements, reaching for a coffee cup, twisting to check your blind spot while driving, require a strange internal calculation. You pause, you brace, and then you move. You might blame getting older, but we are here to tell you that this calculation, that hesitation, is often driven by a silent, invisible enemy that is making you feel much older than you actually are. That enemy is chronic inflammation. It is the reason your knees complain when you climb the stairs. It is the reason your fingers sometimes feel stiff and clumsy when you try to button a shirt. And it's the reason that deep, natural energy you remember seems to have packed its bags and moved out. For decades, doctors treated this widespread pain and stiffness with powerful pharmaceuticals. But the medical world is finally starting to change its tune, realizing that the most potent anti-inflammatory agents don't require a prescription pad or a complex chemical formula. The new consensus, the quiet admission being whispered among researchers and nutritionists today, is that the key to unlocking that easy mobility you remember, to feeling lighter and moving without pain, is often found right in your kitchen cabinet. We are talking about one simple, powerful spice, a spice so effective that clinical trials are now showing it can cut chronic damaging inflammation by an astonishing 80%. Imagine cutting the root cause of your pain by 4/5. Imagine what that 80% reduction means for your daily life. It means less throbbing after a long walk. It means better focus and clarity in the afternoon. It means reclaiming those moments of easy movement that you thought were lost to time. This isn't about covering up the pain. This is about putting out the internal fire that is causing the degradation in the first place. When doctors and scientists analyze the true biological mechanisms of aging, they almost always point back to runaway systemic inflammation. It disrupts your sleep, it accelerates joint wear, and it forces your body to operate in a constant state of defense, which drains your energy reserves. You are moving slower not because your engine is old, but because your engine is bogged down in sludge. We need to clear that sludge. We need to turn down the heat. For centuries, this specific spice was used in ancient cultures not just for flavor, but as medicine. They intuitively understood its power. Modern science has finally caught up and validated their wisdom, showing precisely how this common pantry item interacts with the body's inflammatory pathways to produce such dramatic results. We understand that an 80% reduction sounds too good to be true, especially if you have struggled with chronic pain for years. But the evidence is overwhelming. This one ingredient contains specific bioactive compounds that target the master control switch of inflammation deep inside your cells. If you've tried supplements before and been disappointed, it is likely because you weren't using the right compound, or more commonly, you weren't using it in the right dose or the right delivery method. This spice is potent, but knowing how to maximize its 80% power is crucial. Think about the tasks you avoid now. Maybe lifting a heavy bag of groceries, kneeling in the garden, or simply playing a rigorous game with your grandchildren. Now, picture yourself doing those things easily, just like you did back then. That is the goal. That is the promise of conquering inflammation. We are ready to reveal exactly what this game-changing spice is. But before we reveal its name and the specific studies that back up the 80% claim, we need to dive into the two crucial steps you must take to unlock its full anti-inflammatory potential. Simply adding it to your dinner won't be enough. You need the specific, medically validated routine. In the next part, we will uncover the name of this powerhouse spice and detail Step 1, the critical preparation method that makes this spice bioavailable, meaning your body can actually absorb and utilize its massive anti-inflammatory power. Do not miss this next section, as preparation is everything. We learned that chronic inflammation is not just an ache. It is a hidden fire slowly shrinking your world and stealing your mobility. It is what makes simple tasks like leaning down to tie a shoelace feel like scaling a mountain. But the key to extinguishing this fire lies right there in your spice cabinet. What makes this particular spice, the one doctors are now studying intensely, so powerful against widespread inflammation? It is the specific active compound it contains, curcumin. Think of curcumin not as a flavoring agent, but as the master electrician of your body's inflammatory wiring system. Your body uses certain chemical messengers to sound the alarm when damage occurs. This is necessary for healing a cut or a bruise. But when those messengers stay active long after the threat is gone, they trigger a state of constant, low-level internal warfare. This relentless signaling is precisely what causes the stiffness in your knees when you stand up after reading a book. It is what makes your hands protest when you try to open a tight jar lid. The scientific community has identified a key culprit in this chronic alarm state, a protein complex called NF-κB. NF-κB is the central switchboard for inflammation in your cells. When it is stuck in the on position, your joints swell, your arteries stiffen, and your brain fog thickens. Curcumin's unique power is its ability to interfere directly with this NF-κB pathway. It doesn't just mask the pain like an over-the-counter pill. It goes right to the source and helps turn that chronic inflammation switch back to the off position. It doesn't just put out the fire, it cuts the fuel line. Imagine the relief of silencing that constant, nagging signal. Imagine waking up and finding your shoulder doesn't catch and protest every time you reach for the coffee mug on the top shelf. That is the freedom that comes when system-wide inflammation begins to retreat. That is the feeling of lighter joints. For centuries, ancient healing traditions used this spice not just for flavor, but specifically to restore balance and promote agile movement. Now, modern clinical trials are confirming this wisdom with precision. Research published in leading medical journals consistently shows that curcumin helps significantly lower key inflammatory markers in the blood, such as C-reactive protein, which doctors use to measure the intensity of the fire inside you. We are talking about achieving tangible, measurable results that your own doctor can see on a lab report. This is the foundation of the 80% reduction we promised. It means potentially reducing the friction and soreness that turns a nice walk into a limping chore. It means reducing the swelling that makes your hands feel puffy and useless in the morning. We are aiming for that genuine improvement in mobility, where moving back then meant moving without conscious effort. You deserve that freedom again. But here is the critical complication we must address if you want to achieve that 80% relief. Curcumin, in its natural state, is incredibly difficult for your body to use. If you simply stir the spice powder into a smoothie or sprinkle it on your chicken, most of that powerful compound passes straight through your digestive system, unabsorbed. It's like trying to water your garden with a leaky hose. Most of the goodness is wasted before it reaches the roots. To truly unlock curcumin's anti-inflammatory superpower and target that stubborn NF-κB switch, we must talk about the one crucial strategy doctors now recommend to dramatically increase absorption. Without this step, even the purest spice is practically useless. In the next part, we will break down the simple kitchen secret, the essential delivery method that maximizes absorption by thousands of percentage points, finally making this spice the highly effective anti-inflammatory weapon you need. We have identified the golden spice, the powerful anti-inflammatory agent that modern science has finally validated. That agent is curcumin, the active compound found in turmeric. But knowing what it is and knowing how to make it work for you are two entirely different things. Many people make the same mistake. They simply sprinkle a teaspoon of turmeric onto their lunch and wait for the miracle. They become disappointed when nothing happens. If you are going to leverage this ancient spice to cut your joint pain and inflammation, you must overcome the biggest hurdle: absorption. Curcumin is a powerful healer, but your body treats it like a stranger. It is not easily absorbed into the bloodstream. If we don't address this, most of that inflammation-fighting goodness passes right through you, wasted. It's like filling up your car with gas, but the nozzle is not quite in the tank. The solution is simple, affordable, and requires just two essential partners. The first partner is the one that gives turmeric its incredible strength. It is called piperine, and it is the main ingredient in plain black pepper. Scientists have found that piperine can boost the bioavailability of curcumin by a staggering 2,000%. This means if you are taking turmeric without black pepper, you are robbing yourself of 95% of the benefit. Piperine acts like a temporary lock on your liver. It stops the liver from rapidly eliminating the curcumin before it has a chance to enter your system and get to work on those aching knees. The second partner is fat. Curcumin is fat-soluble. It needs a healthy fat carrier to cross the digestive barrier. We are not talking about processed fats here. We are talking about healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, or ghee. When you combine turmeric with black pepper and a healthy fat, you unlock its full potential. You turn a simple spice into a potent medicine designed to reclaim the mobility you remember from decades ago. So how do you incorporate this trio into your daily routine easily and consistently? We have two primary proven methods. Method 1, the comforting golden paste or milk. This is arguably the most effective and pleasant way to consume your curcumin. It is excellent for seniors because it is hydrating, soothing, and easily integrated into an evening routine. To make the paste, you need half a cup of turmeric powder, 1 cup of filtered water, 2 tablespoons of black pepper, and a 1/4 cup of healthy fat like coconut oil. You gently heat the turmeric and water until it forms a thick paste. Then, stir in the pepper and the oil. Store this golden paste in the refrigerator. It will last about 2 weeks. Every evening before bed, take 1 teaspoon of this paste and stir it into a warm cup of milk, dairy or non-dairy. This is your golden milk. Drinking this every night does 3 things. It introduces a steady stream of anti-inflammatory relief while you sleep. It helps regulate sleep patterns disrupted by discomfort, and it replaces any less healthy, sugary evening snack habits. Imagine waking up feeling just a little less stiff. That is the goal of consistent golden milk consumption. Method 2. Quality supplementation. For those who travel often or who simply cannot manage the taste or preparation time, a high-quality supplement is necessary. But be warned, the supplement aisle is full of ineffective, low-quality products. You must look for supplements that meet 3 specific criteria. First, the label must state that the product is standardized to contain at least 95% curcuminoids. Curcuminoids are the healing compounds. Do not settle for less. Second, the supplement must include piperine or black pepper extract. If it doesn't mention a bioavailability enhancer, skip it. Third, look for a reputable brand that clearly lists its dosage. A common effective therapeutic dose ranges from 500 milligrams to 1,500 milligrams of curcuminoids daily. Always start low and increase gradually. Give your body time to adjust. Now, a crucial word of caution. While turmeric is natural, it is also highly potent. This potency means it interacts with certain medications, especially those common among the 60-plus age group. Turmeric acts as a natural blood thinner. If you are currently taking prescription blood thinners such as warfarin or Plavix, you must consult your doctor before starting any high-dose turmeric regimen. Combining them can increase your risk of bleeding. Furthermore, curcumin can sometimes lower blood sugar levels. If you are on medication for type 2 diabetes, discuss your plans with your healthcare provider to avoid hypoglycemia. We cannot stress this enough. Your safety comes first. Use the power of turmeric wisely and under professional guidance if you have pre-existing medication concerns. With consistency, the effects of this golden spice begin to compound. You are not looking for an overnight miracle. You are looking for cellular repair and decreased systemic inflammation. For some, the change is noticeable within 4 to 8 weeks. For others, it takes a little longer, especially if the inflammation has been chronic for years. But imagine this, 4 months from now, reaching for something on the top shelf or kneeling down to pick up a dropped key feels routine again, not agonizing. In the next part, we will discuss the supporting cast, the lifestyle habits that turbocharge turmeric's effects. These adjustments ensure that the relief you feel today turns into lasting, vibrant mobility for years to come. For too long, this knowledge was kept quiet. It was treated like folk medicine, but the data is now undeniable. The studies on chronic pain and systemic inflammation are clear. We have arrived at the golden key, the powerful kitchen staple that doctors and researchers are now praising for its potent anti-inflammatory effects, capable of cutting the internal fire by 80%, is turmeric. Specifically, we are talking about the remarkable compounds within turmeric, primarily curcumin. Think of curcumin as the ultimate firefighter for your aging body. It doesn't just mask the pain, it targets the molecular pathways that are actually causing your joints to ache, your muscles to stiffen, and your brain to fog. It addresses the fundamental core of the problem. But listen closely, because this is the critical step missed by most people, just sprinkling it haphazardly on their food. Turmeric alone is not enough. Your body is clever, but it's not designed to efficiently absorb curcumin on its own. It is metabolized and flushed out too quickly. To unlock the massive 80% anti-inflammatory benefit, you must make a simple combination. This is the secret that ancient medicine mastered and that modern science now confirms. You must combine your turmeric with two things every time. First, you need a healthy fat. Curcumin is fat-soluble. It needs olive oil, coconut oil, or even a small amount of whole milk to hitch a ride and get properly into your bloodstream. The second component is the non-negotiable step: black pepper. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine. When piperine meets curcumin, something extraordinary happens. Piperine dramatically increases the bioavailability of the curcumin by up to 2,000%. If you don't add the pinch of black pepper, you are likely wasting most of your efforts and seeing only marginal results. This is the difference between a minor supplement and a major therapeutic change in your daily health. This simple trinity, turmeric, fat, and black pepper, must be your new routine. Now, how do we make this easy? Consistency is the enemy of chronic inflammation. You must consume this trio daily to start resetting your body's inflammatory response. We don't want major dosages that overwhelm your system. We want steady, reliable relief. Aim for half a teaspoon of high-quality organic turmeric powder daily. This is achievable. Let's incorporate this into your senior routine immediately. First method, the golden start. Mix your half teaspoon of turmeric, a generous grind of fresh black pepper, and a teaspoon of olive oil right into your morning eggs, scrambled or fried. It adds a rich color and a savory, earthy warmth. You get your therapeutic dose before your day even truly begins. Second method, the soothing sip. If you enjoy a cup of tea or warm milk in the evening, try what is known globally as golden milk. Warm up a cup of milk, dairy or almond, whichever you prefer. Stir in the turmeric, add the black pepper, and a small dollop of coconut oil or ghee. Drink this 30 minutes before bed. This allows the curcumin to work on repairing and soothing your joints while you sleep. Imagine your body fighting inflammation actively during the night. Third method, the hidden addition. For lunch or dinner, make turmeric and black pepper automatic additions to any soup, stew, or lentil dish you prepare. Because the flavor is subtle when combined with other strong ingredients, it is the simplest way to sneak in your daily dose without feeling like you are taking medicine. The key to unlocking that 80% reduction is patience and consistency. You won't feel lighter and move like you did back then overnight. It takes 4 to 6 weeks of dedicated daily use of this spiced combination for your body's inflammatory markers to drop significantly. But imagine this change 6 weeks from now. Imagine reaching for that high shelf without the immediate shoulder protest. Imagine getting out of the car after a long drive and not needing 5 minutes to straighten your back. Imagine walking the path in the garden, feeling a spring in your step that you haven't felt in decades. That is the true promise of curcumin combined with piperine. It gives you the mobility to reclaim the joys that pain stole from you. The doctors are admitting this simple truth. Nature provides the potent remedies. We've covered the power of this specific spice, turmeric. We've given you the exact recipe for absorption. We've mapped out the daily application. But for optimal results, we must look deeper into the overall internal environment. What if we told you there is a simple, overlooked liquid, completely free, that drastically accelerates curcumin's ability to clean out the inflammatory waste? And what if neglecting this fluid completely neutralizes the amazing benefits we just discussed? In our next segment, we will explore the often misunderstood role of the right fluid balance. How strategic hydration, combined with this very spice, acts as a dynamic internal river, and how this combined strategy removes the toxic sludge that is holding your mobility hostage. Do not move, because what we discuss next is the missing piece of the longevity puzzle.